Hey tubers, Bart coming at you. I'm out of beer. What you know about that Costco margarita? Happy Friday to everybody. Got a nice mail day today, actually, and it's the way they arrived is a little bit of roundabout, so it's kind of cool too. So we'll get into it. Picked up this beautiful berry bonds from Pacific Collection, 95. Got that for $5, maybe a little bit less. Cannot beat that. Just was looking too clean. Put a little sparkle in my eye there. Haven't seen one of these for a while graded, so picked up the raw version. Potential future Hall of Famer. I think he should get in, but 96 SP, Zach Thomas. He just was on some terrible Miami teams, so he doesn't get a lot of credit. Never came across on the field as the most athletic or the fastest guy, but he was always in the play, and he was out there fighting, and he got a good number of accolades for it. So this is random. I don't think I've showed this in a previous video. I'm pretty positive I didn't, but the people living in the house I moved from about a year ago, and they're also renters because we were renting that house at the time because I move a lot, so I don't buy too many houses. Bought this one, but sent my wife a text message. Didn't even know they had that number, and sent her a picture of a bubble mailer and said, hey, this was in the garage. Don't know how it was in the garage. Sealed up because the garage was completely empty when we moved. But it was a package. And I was like, maybe was it just a care package that somebody sent it to an old address. And it was more recent. But no, that thing was stamped like October of 2020. And I didn't know I was missing it, but got this sweet Jerry Rice ball card from Playoff Absolute 2000. It's numbered out of 350. And what's really cool is it tells you specifically what game it comes from. November 1st, 1998, San Fran at Green Bay Packers, 36-22 Green Bay. Packers scored 17 fourth quarter points. And it says it more specifically on the back that this is specifically from that game and was obtained and guaranteed by Playoff Card Company. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, in stark contrast with some of the stuff you see from Panini nowadays. Man, I haven't bought any Prism yet because I haven't found the retail from this year, but there's some people are sharing some off-center stuff. I saw a Tom Brady 101 with an upside-down sticker auto. That is terrible. But, just game used stuff and everything. They don't do it like they used to do in the 90s. So, pretty sweet pickup on my part about 2 years ago. I just got it in. Let's see that. Here's 3 more raws. I had given up looking for these, to be honest. SPs from 2015 Topps, the last year. Got a Jerry Rice, a Steve Young. For the longest time, people were listing these for, $100 plus. And I got all these for $5 or less each. They're not in perfect condition by any means. I don't want to sub them. But the PSA registry for that year's sets will count them. I built all the sets for the 49ers on PSA. I did not know they existed at the time. I did not build them into it. And there's a couple other previous years that have SPs that you just don't know about. They don't publish those as well. And in the football community, those guys don't go digging and post that stuff the same way the baseball guys do. And, within 6 minutes of a release in baseball, there's 47, posts about the 14 different versions of SPs of somebody's rookie card or something like that. Like, they got all that. Football, the guys just don't do it like that. They're not fiendish, and there ain't that many people doing it to that level compared to baseball. So I didn't know they existed at the time when I was building the sets. Because a lot of times if I didn't have a straight up checklist, I built the set off of what I could search on eBay, and I just, click the 49ers and see whatever, and all right, I see that card, I need that name, and I'll figure out the number later if they didn't put it in the listing, etc., etc. So didn't know these existed. So I got those two. I was doing it faster than I should have, so I got the Ronnie Lott SP as well, but I got it from Topps Chrome on accident instead of the straight Topps base. So as soon as it showed up in the mail today, I went and got the Topps base one. I don't, apparently I've been sleeping on these because, again, I looked for them for years and just gave up. And found all of them for less than $5 each. And that wasn't the case before, but happy to have those. Don't look to grade them. I think those are the there's only 4 in that set for 2015. There is an SP Kaepernick as well. And I've seen somebody list them at PSA 9 graded versions of a couple of those, and they've always been almost $200 a piece. So here's some auction wins. So the bins are still not coming down, but the auctions on some of these, just cards that are never that rare, but basically necessary for your collections, right? This is the first ballot Hall of Famer, so necessary pickup for sure. Chipper Jones, and anybody around my age grew up watching him, and seeing him at every All-Star game or whatever. This was going for 160 or something bucks for a good while. Probably peaked at around 200, and I got this for a good bit under 100 at auction. So same thing I've been doing. I just troll bids all the time. Like, hey, I'm not gonna let it go for a steal because it's on my list, and I hit that under those same pretenses. Got me a 1964 Greg. This is only in a 6. I kind of thought I was going to get it in a 7, but I won the auction so cheap. Again, I just threw a bid on it. It's nicely centered, fresh slab for the most part. Not fully centered top to bottom, but it looks good. Presents very well. And I think I got it for $40, so can't beat that. Sometimes the price kind of coaches you into what's going to end up in the set, because I kind of have, somewhat of a predetermined gauge of I want that card in this grade, right? And I can mentally just picture that it's a 19 whatever. I want it in that grade. I've seen it. I know what the prices are. Here's what I'm looking for. But if I find it in a grade lower and it's, a third of the price or something like that, you're going to coach me into that pickup pretty fast. And another one that's, went way under what it had been going. I had been bidding on this for a while at 125. I wasn't really looking to do any pickups, so I won that for well less than 100. So can't beat that. Eric Dickerson, first ballot Hall of Famer. All 3 of these are first ballot Hall of Famers. That's kind of why I was bidding on them, even though I wasn't looking for them. Right? Like a first ballot Hall of Famer, I'll always find a way if I get a deal to toss it into PC. So happy to pick these back up. I only had a 9 from Dickerson before. Obviously, I had a 10 before Chipper, and now I got a 10 again. I did have an 8 of Forrest Gregg back in the day, but that 8 goes for good money now, and he's still a fat boy tackle, not a guy with statistics or anything like that. So he doesn't get the big bucks out of me because he's not a Niner. So those are the auction pickups, and then I have 6 cards to show, but I bought these several months ago, probably 5-6 months ago. They weren't all in one auction set, but probably 2 different ones from PWCC. And if you haven't bought from PWCC recently, and I know people have opinions about that, they feel some type of way about all those things, and I get it, but I'm still going to go where the cards are. So if PWCC is listing the auctions of cards I'm looking for and nobody else is, I'm going to take that chance. I'm also going to take the chance when PWCC is not on eBay anymore. It's their own website. So there's a potential chance. They still get a good viewership, but there's a potential chance it's a little bit less viewership and therefore less bids. Therefore, maybe some savings in my side or whatever, in my advantage. I'm going to do that. So that's how I ended up with these. But how they're set up now is it goes straight to a vault account. I didn't know that at the time, but I was kind of happy with it, even though I didn't know it, because like a week later or something, I'm like, where are these cards? I haven't seen them. went on their website and looked for them, and they're sitting in my vault. Well, I didn't have to pay taxes because they went to the vault, which is nice. And since they weren't necessarily premier cards that I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely putting that thing on display the moment it gets in my PC, I let them stay in the vault. But 2 months after that, they did charge me insurance on what sits in my vault account. But it was, since there was only a couple of cards, that it wasn't much. They had, and again, now we're at least 4 months after that. And they never charged me again. Didn't look like they were going to, or whatever. But I was starting to forget what was there. I have a pretty good memory with cards I have, but it's because I've had it in my hand and I've seen it. And I pretty much remember everything that I've got because of that. The only time it gets a little dicey for me is some of my my Jerry Rice cards, because I've held so many in my hand. The one that I held in my hand a graded one versus a not graded one, and then there's a couple of times where there's this card, but it's members only, or it's division winner, or it's the redemption version, or something like that. I get a little squirrely, but everything else, I remember having it in my hand on a regular basis, seeing it, and I know. So I've bid on a couple of these cards on accident later because I didn't ever get my hands on them. So I finally just said, in the absence of picking up too many cards, it's kind of nice to get like this random Christmas by having them sent to you and you've never actually tangibly held them. So it's like a bigger mail day than it was. But got 6 cards that had been sitting in my vault account, and now they're happy to have a more personable home. So I got the John Mackey in a 7. I had not had that before. I had sold a bunch of so that was pretty good. I had this lingering cough forever. I tested negative. I don't know. Can't get rid of this fucking cough though. I feel fantastic otherwise, but that cough is killing me lately. Beautiful 55 tops. All-American Sid Luckman. Well-centered. Obviously, it is absolutely the 5. It's got some corner damage and shit like that, but beautiful, well-centered, nice, fresh Lighthouse label there. Good-looking card. Non-standard. Again, this is one of the ones I bid on a regular basis because, he's the first kicker in the Hall of Fame. So, maybe you can make the argument of George Blanda, but this is the first pure one. And I've been bidding on his too much because you can find some steals on it. I don't like a card like this. So, and then I realized, oh crap, I have this card. So, one of the reasons that got me to ship it to me. Got that in the 8, so nice card. I think I only had that in the 8.5 before. And another reason why I got these sent to me is I kind of redid a little bit of displays. I just like to change them, but got some first ballot Hall of Famers displays going on. But after the first ballot Hall of Fame football display, which is the next one down that you can't see, 2 displays down, was the other Hall of Fame rookies. And I was like, man, it's looking weak sauce for my 60s and early 70s. And that was because, the latest pickups I had of those were still sitting in my PWCC vault. Got a Packer with a nice 67 Philadelphia's yellow already, but it's, a color match for the Packers. So the Dave Robinson in a 7. Had that one in the 8 before, so nothing too crazy on the downgrade there. 48 Bowman Alex Wojciechowicz. Say it 3 times fast. 4.5. There are 3 cards that are 48 Bowman black and white Hall of Fame rookies. So got one of them knocked out. I think I had this in a 6 before. I believe this one's nicer looking than the one I had, but this is a 4.5. And I love me some 0.5s. And then I think I only had this card in a 7 as well already. So got another 7 for the Charlie Taylor. And I remember getting a very good deal on this one. So I was really happy with this pickup at the time. So those are my pickups. Those are my ramblings. I'm watching a Nationals game right now. And I'm glad to shoot a video to bring up my morale a little bit. Because Juan Soto just went up to bat. He's batting .212 this year. He's got a batting title. In the COVID season, he's got a batting title. He finished with .351. He's batting .212 right now, and he struck out looking. It's just not good. He's putting up some He's getting the home runs here and there, so but he's never going to be a superpower guy. He's going to get 30 at best, maybe 35 in good years, but he needs that batting average. On-base percentage still good, still walking like a champ, but man, the Nationals sucked this year. Is what it is, right? You have those seasons. You got to take them with the good ones. If you're not going to stick with your team for those rough years, you don't deserve the good ones. So that's what we're going through now. But that's what I got for you. Again, happy Friday. Hope everybody enjoys the weekend. Me and the fam are taking a vacation to South Florida for the next week. So looking forward to that. Till next time, later.